Trump used to be a pretty big critic of cryptocurrency. He once called Bitcoin a scam, and now he's out there kind of fashioning himself as the champion of the industry. And also with a selection of Vance, JD Vance actually owns Bitcoin. He reported, I think, up to $250,000 of ownership in Bitcoin. So it's like the first major candidate to actually have skin in the game when it comes to crypto. And Vance has been a big proponent of making sure the industry is regulated, but not regulated too much. And Biden's kind of emerged as an enemy of the crypto space.
Welcome to Reporter's Notebook, where we talk with the Washington Examiner's top journalists about the stories they're covering this week. I'm Sarah Bedford, and I'm here with economics reporter Zach Halaschak. And Zach, this week the GOP convention in Milwaukee is wrapping up.
Yep.
We saw a different kind of economic message on display this week, and you've written about this for the Examiner, a more populist economic message. Tell us about what we saw on that front.
Yeah, I mean, it's really been a big shift over not just the past, since 2016, but just the past few years in general in the Republican Party, moving more toward this populist vision of America that features trade policies like higher tariffs. I mean, Donald Trump has always been along that kind of populist vein, but during his first term in office, he imposed tariffs, but they're more directed toward China, less broad-based. And now, he's discussed 10% across the board tariffs. His pick of JD Vance, too, is also a kind of a populist pick. Of all the kind of leading VP contenders, Vance was probably the least economically orthodox to Republican politics. So that was another signal that, the base of the party is kind of shifting away from this like corporate Wall Street toward more blue-collar manufacturing jobs, trying to get those voters mobilized on the ground.
There's been critics of the Trump ticket proposals, particularly the tariffs, that say some of those will be inflationary. You hear Joe Biden touting these 16 economic laureates who say that the plan is inflationary. Have Republicans had a good answer for that? What do you make of that criticism?
So some of the supply-siders I talk to when I bring this up, they kind of downplay the trade stuff. I was talking to Steve Moore the other day, Kevin Brady, the former chairman of Ways and Means, and both of them kind of said, well, we might not agree with all aspects of this, but right now those are more ideas. They're not written proposals. They're not, legislation isn't out there to do this. And they really focused on just the Trump budgets in the past. So they've shown cutting spending and said that, Trump's agenda more generally is pro-growth, which would help the economy and help with debts and deficits. The Republican platform, every 4 years, parties release a new platform. They didn't in 2020. They kind of just kept the one from 2016. But the newest Republican platform actually doesn't even feature the term debt or deficit once. And that's a huge departure from 2016, where lowering the deficits and debt was a major, major priority for Republicans.
Another thing that's new about the economic policies of the Trump-Vance ticket is this perceived friendliness towards cryptocurrency. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it's really an interesting development that's just kind of happened over the past few months. Trump used to be a pretty big critic of cryptocurrency. He once called Bitcoin a scam, and now he's out there kind of fashioning himself as the champion of the industry. And also with a selection of Vance, JD Vance actually owns Bitcoin. He reported, I think, up to $250,000 of ownership in Bitcoin. So it's like the first major candidate to actually have skin in the game when it comes to crypto. And Vance has been a big proponent of making sure the industry is regulated, but not regulated too much. And Biden's kind of emerged as an enemy of the crypto space. A lot of them, cite action by the SEC, just as being an unfriendly president toward crypto. So you're kind of seeing this subsect of the Republican Party grow because of Trump and Vance's embrace of cryptocurrency.
Well, Zach, thank you so much for being here today. You can get more reporting from Zach and the rest of the policy team at washingtonexaminer.com.